Grand Rising, beautiful human. It is your girl Tory, and today we're going to be talking about something that is invisible yet deeply felt by all of us, and that is trauma. And before you go, wait, I don't have trauma. If you are alive watching this video, you have trauma. There's big T trauma, little t trauma, and everything in between. And there has been, at some point in your life, at this time on earth, energy that has been overwhelming for your system that gets tucked away for later. Because trauma is not just psychological, but it is physiological. So we're going to talk about what trauma is and how it gets stored in your body. And if you've ever been curious how your nervous system stays stuck in these loops, this contraction, the way it affects your posture, even your thinking, yes, all of these systems, this video is for you. Let's start with the basics. What is trauma? So trauma is not always dramatic or catastrophic. While it can be an isolated event that had a big impact on you, it can also be ongoing stress, interruptions in security, connection, and attachment. It can also be our toxic load. So our pathogens, toxins, misalignments, trapped emotions, all this baggage that we're carrying around with us adds up, and it's not about the event itself or the bacteria itself. It's how our systems are responding to that. So trauma is very individualistic. One event that is traumatic for somebody might not be for another. They can be in the same car, in the same classroom, being yelled at by the same parent, and these systems, these beings and people are processing that information differently. Trauma, in essence, is an overwhelm of energy that your body did not have the capability to process all at once. So it gets tucked away in the hopes of future processing. The big problem is that we suppress things and repress them and have an aversion to feeling these uncomfortable things at times, or feel like we straight up don't have the space and time. We are in survival mode. We do not have the time and the space to deal with some of these things. So they stay living in our body, and we learn to adapt and we learn to cope. And I want to emphasize that trauma is an intelligent response. This is your body, your being, coping and moving forward as best it can. So when our system detects a threat, which may be, again, that overwhelm of energy, it may be that singular event, it may be a toxin or a pathogen. When there is a threat detected, our systems deploy a stress response, and it is meant to be a short-term mobilizing response that is meant to then close the loop and discharge. However, in the modern world, we have all these open stress response loops because it's not just a lack of food. It's not just a tiger chasing you. It's your job. It's your parents. It's a coworker. It's the heavy metals living in your body. It's the drug toxins in our food and pesticides and all these other things that our body views as a threat, and yet that threat is not removed. So these stress responses stay open, and when that loop cannot close and that energy cannot discharge, all of those threats, all of those loops build up to create our total trauma, total baggage, total toxic load, however you want to think about it, that we're carrying around. I often give the analogy to my clients that you are an excavator. And yes, there are often big boulders that need to be excavated. And those are like the big life events, the things that you're like, oh yeah, like that messed me up, you know? But there's also a lot of dust, a lot of gravel, a lot of sand, a lot of little stuff that's filling in all the cracks. And that total amount of dirt that you're carrying around in your baggage, in your backpack, is what that trauma is. And all of those rocks, sand, gravel, all of those little irritations are creating stress responses in your body. And your body carries these in its muscles, in its fascia, in posture, in constrictions, in breathing patterns. It carries it in many ways. Again, so intelligently. Give yourself a hug right now. Like, you have carried so much and you have adapted to so much in your life. And it's time that we understand how to work with these systems rather than just having them running in the unconscious background. Because again, trauma is not just psychological, it is physiological. Your entire being is affected. You have so many intricate, intelligent systems working for you, adapting for you, scanning your environment, both external and internal environment, and doing its best to understand what is a threat, first of all, and how can we mobilize energy to save ourselves from this threat. So how does this actually show up in our daily life? Because I know most of us are not sitting here going, oh yeah, my fascia feels really dehydrated, or like, I think my lymph is sluggish today. I mean, some of us might be saying that, but more often than not, people are noticing, oh man, my joints are achy, or I have this stiffness, I have a crick in my neck, or my heart is racing and I don't know why. I can't seem to take a big breath. Or they see pictures of themselves and they're like, oh, my posture is so bad. You know, it's not just from curling up over your phone, which isn't helping, but it's also like our body trying to shrink in and contract and hold itself. And it's, you know, needs to feel safe to open up and expand. So there's so many ways that trauma shows up in our daily life. And a lot of it is through the emotions you're experiencing and the sensations that you're experiencing. Your body is trying to talk to you and give you messages. And so if you are curious to know more and understand your inner landscape more, check out the Feeling Finder, which is in my free resources, the Self Healing Organism resources. And it helps you understand more deeply, what emotions am I experiencing? Because there's probably many at one time. What sensations am I experiencing? What's the temperature? What's the texture? And all of those things are information for you. All of those things are a communication attempt from your beautiful, intelligent body. The link to the Feeling Finder and other free resources, as well as paid resources, are in the link to the description below. Understanding trauma in this way is a game changer. It's not just thinking through things. It's not just stored again in the mind. This view of trauma brings your body into the picture, understanding that working with your body, creating a relationship with your body, and working with your nervous system and other systems of your body is going to be a more holistic, in my opinion, effective a way at approaching trauma, because you can talk things through all day long. However, it's not going to reach that physiological level of stored energy in your body if you just keep talking about things and intellectualizing them. There needs to be a somatic processing, not just a cognitive processing, which can be difficult for many people because honestly, look at the messaging that we receive about our bodies. Literal prayers for that, because so many of us grew up ashamed of our bodies, detached from our bodies, thinking that our bodies are evil or bad or dirty in some way. It breaks my heart, honestly. It really, really does, because your body is so intelligent. And I just want to share a little fact with you really quick, because in the West, logic is revered and we love to stay just up here in the mind. However, your prefrontal cortex, which is largely responsible for logic, processes about 60,000 bytes of information per second. In your sensory relational brain, which your nerves, y'all, your brain is not just up here. It has nerves all throughout your body. And that sensory relational brain processes 2 million bytes of information per second. 60,000 versus 2 million. But this information does not come in the same way that we are often accustomed to listening to our inner dialogue chattering away. It's the sensations, it's the intuitions. It does not explain. It points the way, and that is it. And it's up to you to trust that wisdom and to listen to it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for investing time and energy into your personal evolution. Thank you for having the desire to live your fullest, most authentic, expressed life. Thank you for wanting to understand yourself more deeply so that we can show up more deeply for others. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel because I am really here on this earth at this time. A huge part of my mission is to help you heal yourself because I know you know yourself better than I ever will. You know yourself better than anybody ever will, and you are your greatest healer. You are your greatest teacher, and I pray that you trust your experience in this life. And I also highly recommend checking out the Self Healing Organism link below, and there's a lot of free resources. My Transforming Trauma Guide will go through many practices that you can do right now in this moment to begin connecting with your body, to understanding what's there for you and how to process some of this energy. It is my hope and intention and prayers that you are surrounded by loving, nourishing energy, that you hold yourself in this space. And if you would like additional support, always feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to answer any of your questions. I want to hear from you. I want to know how this landed with you, what you're going to do going forward, how this shifted how you be. Please feel free to reach out to me. I want to create a community here. It's not just going to be me chatting out into the void, I hope. My greatest intention for this channel is to empower the people. I really believe that the actual future of humanity in the earth relies on us waking up to our divinity, waking up to our innate intelligence and understanding our true natures and how to live in right relationship within, so without. I love you all so very deeply. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being here. And I'm sending y'all so much love. Woo! Till next time.